if Kenny is good to go, he's going to be the guy if he clears concussion protocol. Now, I know he was practicing today. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would not fault the Steelers for holding him out, considering you go up across the field with Tua Tagovailoa with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins rushing him back from a concussion. It looks like Tua is going to be back this week after missing the last 2 games. So I think Tomlin was very smart in the way that he handled it, knowing that if Pickett is healthy, he is going to be the starter moving forward, as well he should be, Ike. But I wanted to get your take on that sense now that it looks like it's Pickett's team, assuming he's going to be healthy, assuming he clears concussion protocol. He left the Bucs game early with a concussion.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely Pickett's team. When you just look at Pickett, when you just look at the energy, when you just hear the response, when you just look at the body movement, the body language of his guys on offense, it's his team. You know, when you look at the preseason, and we've been talking about this from the time the preseason started, Mark. When you looked at Mitch, when you looked at Mason, when you looked at Kenny Pickett, you was like, golly, like they can't do no wrong because they had some of the highest, quarterback ratings when it came down to the preseason. But the energy level was just different with a young Kenny Pickett. And what I mean by young, I'm meaning by young as saying, yeah, he's young, he's rookie. But when you look at it, man, it's hard for quarterbacks to come out and stay in all 4 years. Kenny Pickett, that's exactly what he did. He stayed all 4 years. And you can see the maturity level, when he steps on the field. Then when you look at it, man, you get drafted by who? Well, I played right next door to a team who drafted me, the Pittsburgh Panthers, So he played for the Pittsburgh Panthers. He's a homegrown guy, you could say. But when he steps on the field, man, he just got a different kind of confidence. Then when you listen to the post or pregame interviews he do, not even him, but just his teammates. Like, they give Kenny Pickett a lot of praise. And I feel like sometimes they're political on other guys on how they speak on their teammates because they don't want to say nothing too bad. But I feel like in actuality, they're real genuine and authentic when they talk about a Kenny Pickett. So, yeah, this is, and what I mean by this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is their franchise quarterbacks, and it speaks off and on the field, Mark.
Yes, I just think it's very clear that if the Steelers do hold Pickett out, just listening to Tomlin on Tuesday, there's not going to be any of this controversy. That's not to say that Mitch Trubisky didn't do a fine job stepping in against the Buccaneers. But instead of, like, whenever there's quarterback struggles, and I can say this having grown up a Chicago Bears fan, the fan's favorite player is the backup quarterback because it's always, well, could we do better? Wondering when a team is struggling. And the Steelers snapping a 4-game losing streak and getting things right. And I was shocked. I didn't think there was any way that the Steelers would win, but it was a very well-rounded game. The offense did what it needed to do against a very good defense. The defense bend but did not break, and they got some plays from Steven Sims on the special teams. All 3 facets of the game came together, and they beat a Buccaneers team that I still do expect to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Coach T always got something up his sleeve. And we've been saying this for the longest. As soon as you count this man out, and that's Coach T I'm talking about, he always find a way. So Minkah Fitzpatrick wasn't there. Kenny Pickett wind up getting hurt. A few other starters didn't start. And what Coach T do? Coach T had his team ready for Sunday, and they found a way. So and they found a way on the hot Tampa Bay Bucs team. And they play in Miami. And if you want to go on to ask me who I got in favor, I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I'm not supposed to say it. So if y'all want to say it, if y'all asking me, make sure y'all go to betonline.ag. And this is what a former Pittsburgh Steelers said / scout this time of day. Yeah, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason why I got the Pittsburgh Steelers is because I put my trust and my faith in Coach T. It seems like when everything is hot, Coach T is good. When the team starts off fast, Coach T is good. I feel like Coach T is better when they're going through adversity, when you don't have all 11 on both sides, when your back is against the wall, when you're on your 3rd or 4th string quarterback, when they win 8-8. Like, Coach T really shows, like, hey, I'm a good coach. This is what I do. So that's how I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. So don't be surprised, world, because I know y'all listening live, that the Pittsburgh Steelers would win this ball game in Miami.
We'll get there, Ike. I just want to say the Steelers can play with 11 defenders. I saw the one play where they had 10 defenders out there, and they still stuffed Leonard Fournette at the goal line and prevent him from scoring a touchdown. So you could play with 11. You could play with 11.
Yeah, 11 is definitely the max you can play with. But when you close like Coach T, man, sometimes you can be a man short and still hold it down.
Right. Let's just go into this, Ike. Tua is expected to play. And again, I want to go back to Pickett really quickly. If he, for whatever reason, doesn't start Sunday, I don't want to hear about quarterback controversy. What that would mean to me is that the Steelers are exercising caution with their rookie quarterback, which is something I would argue the Dolphins did not do, considering the league changed its concussion protocols mid-season based on how Tua's situation was handled with the Miami Dolphins team. That we're going to talk a little bit more about how disgruntled they've been as an organization. You're talking about an organization that has not won a playoff game since the 2000 season. And not to mention, and we're going to get a little bit into it, where if Minkah Fitzpatrick is healthy and will play, it'll be both the first time he and Coach Brian Flores will go against their former team. But I just want to shut this down immediately. I hope Tua does stay healthy because he was really starting to ball out. I'll pull up some numbers here in just a second, Ike. But this is, to me, is if Kenny Pickett does not play, and even if he's healthy enough to play, there's not a quarterback competition in Pittsburgh. This is going to be Pickett's team. I expect Pickett to play, but I just want to shut down the narrative of if Trubisky's out there for whatever reason. I don't care how well he plays. He played great against the Bucs. The way Mike Tomlin handled this, Ike, again, it's not something he's had to deal with in the last 18 years because he's had Big Ben, but it's just very, very smart and very, very calculated if you actually pay attention to what's going on with this team.